What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Journey into Fantasy. We are still in spooky season, as this time we're going to be talking about one of the best horror franchises in media that is created by the GOAT, Sam Raimi, as we're going to be talking about the Evil Dead franchise as it spawned throughout several films, a TV series, uh, lots of comics back in the day, and apparently there's even a musical. But we're pretty much just going to be talking about the movies and ads versus Evil Dead. So, are we ready?
Think we're ready, man. Ready and excited. This is, I
Alright.
think, another one of your favorite horror series.
This is my second favorite because
Second favorite after
second
Scream,
favorite.
right?
Yes, after Scream. Like when I met Sam Raimi at MegaCon, I did not know really much about the Evil Dead stuff. And I'm seeing like there's a lot of people in line with mostly Spider-Man stuff like me, or a lot of Evil Dead stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay. Like I was wanting to check out the Evil Dead stuff. So like later on that year, I finally watched all of the movies, and they were good. Well, at least the original trilogy, since that was Sam Raimi. He produced the other
They're more
three.
of a comedy than what I would have thought.
Well, the first one I would say is more serious. Was
Yeah.
more serious, but then like Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, those were more comedies. And then the other two Evil Dead films that came after that, the 2013 one and the Evil Dead Rise, those were more serious.
Yeah, Evil Dead Rise was for sure not a comedy. I think that
No,
was probably
but
like one of my favorite horror movies of that
that
year.
was a really good
But
one.
the other one, 2013, I think that was a comedy. At least it was trying to mimic a little bit of the original one.
No, the 2013 one, no, that wasn't. Some
You don't
funny
think so?
characters, but like just it was mostly serious. But like a
It's more comedy
retelling,
than the 2023 one.
maybe.
2023 one had, like, no comedy in it.
Oh, oh no.
Evil Dead Rise. The other one, it was called, just Evil Dead, right?
Yes.
2013?
The 2013 one was Evil Dead. The 1981 one was called The Evil Dead, and then you had Evil Dead 2, then Army of Darkness. But what's interesting about this, I've never seen this, but this originally started off as a short film called Within the Woods, as of course it had Bruce Campbell in it also. It's not a Sam Raimi project without Bruce Campbell. And like with this one, it was about two protagonists, and like it was shot on location in a remote cabin in the woods. And like the production was a difficult process because of the low budget. Like everything was done like within like the low budget manner, and like some stuff was improvised on set, which does center around a demonic possession and mysterious forces in the woods. And this was pretty much like a proof of concept horror film, just showing like what he can do, what he
This
wanted
is
to
like,
do.
one of the first films he's directed. I think it was the first film he directed, right?
Probably.
Because I heard, recently I just saw this, that he, dropped out of college to finish directing this film.
Well, he did several short films before it.
Yeah, but I heard he dropped out of college for this one because he, like, got funding for it and all that.
But with this was pretty much like the first Evil Dead, which led to the first Evil Dead movie. Like the Evil
It
Dead
led
movie
to a
is
whole
bigger of that. Hmm?
Yeah, yeah. It led to a whole franchise, a whole series in general.
Yeah, like and it's crazy. Like with The Evil Dead, the first movie, it is about these five college students vacationing in an isolated cabin in the woods where they find an audio tape
A
that, when
book.
played, it releases the legion of demons and spirits, in which four members of the group suffer from demonic possessions, forcing the fifth member, Ash Williams, to survive an onslaught of increasingly gory mayhem, which also involves a
Right.
book, the Book of the Dead, the one of the hardest words to ever pronounce, the Necrocomicon, something like that.
Uh, you just said Comic Con.
Yes, I did. Close
No, it's
enough.
not. It's not. It's not a Comic Con. It's Necro. Now you got me
Now
messing it
you
up.
can't say it.
But it's not Comic Con, dude.
Necrocomicon,
Comic
Comocon, something like that.
the Necro Chameleon.
Okay then.
Look up the word.
Yeah.
Evil Dead book name.
But like with like this was the first one and or the first official one in the franchise, and like what it does, it's very interesting. We're seeing, we're
Necromonicon.
Monicon, Comic Con, same thing.
Necronemon or Ex Mortis.
Ex Mortis, the
Or the
Ex
Book of the
Mortis.
Dead. It's also called the Book of
Yeah.
the Dead. That's most people know it as.
But like, wow, with looking back at the Evil Dead, the first Evil Dead, and just how like, and with Ash Williams, he is watching his girlfriend be possessed, and unfortunately, he's having to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Now I saw
One by one.
one by one, and I've saw people pretty much talk about this, like, because in the later films, he's kind of like crazy, he's crazy. So it's like I saw people talk about, okay, it's survivor's guilt. It's he was forced to watch his friends and all that.
His future
Be
fiance, he
tortured,
was gonna
future
propose
fiance.
to.
Yeah.
She's the one that got taken by a tree.
No, that wasn't
That was
her.
the other girl. Yeah, there is a scene in this where I remember when I was watching this for the first time, which was like yesterday, I believe,
2 days ago.
the day before, and I remember hearing about that scene while leading up to it. Brandon was telling me about it, and then when the scene popped up, I'm like, it can't be that bad. It comes up, I'm like, whoa, okay. So I thought she would just get tangled up by the tree. I thought she would just be taken in by the
It
tree,
was.
but no, she gets taken. All right, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just I was
She got
unexpected
she got fucked by a tree. Messed
language.
up. Messed. Yeah. We don't censor our fucking selves. Anyway, but like with this one, you could like it had a budget of 375,000. That is pretty much like considered a low budget nowadays. But like for me, with how this one is,
Right.
it is one that I feel like film students should study because it's what Sam Raimi was able to achieve. Like, with the twigs, with like the prosthetics, and because like no, with this has like
On
a
the
lot of
budget that he had, it
prosthetic
was
makeup.
did you see the budget before?
It was a 375,000.
Yeah, with a budget like that, and he accomplished so much,
Mm-hmm.
especially back then, man. With, like the makeup, I mean, it wasn't the best. You could see like some of the skin falling off. You could see the real actor skin on the arm. I remember seeing that on the
Yeah,
first one at least.
yeah,
But man, he did a great job for what he had.
yeah, and like this one has been considered, eh, well, and the trilogy itself just became a cult classic. So that is, I can understand why, like, you know, introducing us to this iconic character, Ash Williams. It's just, and it's not a Sam Raimi film without him torturing Bruce Campbell in some way.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell, hats off for all the physical acting he had to do in this film.
The dude was tortured in these films. Let's be real. But
He pulled it off, man. I heard I was watching a video about it, and all the facial expressions and all the movements were all like he like put it on the spot. It wasn't like directed to do it a certain way. If it was, he gave it his own little style. You
yeah,
know, you mentioned that him and Sam used to be like super good friends in high school or something.
yes,
So
they met
Sam
in
would
high
always just
school.
like always try to beat up that guy for some reason in his movies. And we also get we get the first car, Sam Raimi's
Yeah,
car. You know
Sam
her by
Raimi's
name. The
car. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but
Oh, then never mind.
like Sam Raimi's car is has been in every single one of Sam Raimi's films. Even in the latest Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It's been on
Yeah,
all the
which I
Spider-Man
remember
films, and
seeing the cameos for that, and I was like, "What is he? What are they talking about? What's wrong with that car?"
yeah,
I didn't know about the lore behind the car.
there was a whole bunch of lore behind the car, but then like I don't know what it's something about like the first Evil Dead that stood out to you, I guess.
The the makeup, to be honest, like
Yeah,
all the prosthetics used in that
the
were
demonic makeup.
crazy, man.
Yeah, it looked groovy, gruesome, all
Story
that.
wise, it was if he's did he come up with this by himself? Do you know? Or
Um,
because story wise, it's like very unique,
yeah, he wrote
especially
it.
for what. So yeah, coming up with something like that and like that's lived on through
Hmm.
horror fans for so many years. It's so crazy to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wish I could come up for something like that. That world building so cool.
yeah.
If
Then
he had thought about that ever since like a young kid in high school or something, and he just wanted to get it out.
yeah, I agree. And then
What was something that stood out
eventually,
for you?
hmm?
What's something that stood out for you in the film?
Like I mentioned, just the style it was made with this low budget. Like for me, this is like okay, this is a film that film students need to watch and like study like to see how Sam Raimi achieved this
Did it? Yeah.
and all that. Like that was the standout to me with that. It's like, oh, okay, like this is what you can do with a low budget, with prosthetics, with stop motion. Even though now everything's special effects now, but still, like for like film students wanting, I guess, to start small, this is the one of like this is a good example of how to do it.
Yeah, yeah, I know you said a lot of like nowadays it's a lot of special effects, but there's I think they're bringing back a little bit prosthetics. I know that new
Yeah,
movie from those two directors from Australia, those YouTubers, they use a lot of prosthetics in their films. I can't remember their names. They but they did Bring Her Back and Talk to Me.
yeah.
A
Okay,
lot of
okay.
man, those movies are gross, man. But Sam Raimi definitely has a style. I don't really see that style here though in the first movie, in The Evil
Hmm.
Dead.
Yeah,
Like I know he's known for his like close-ups and his like
it does have
over.
its campy moments, but yet it's not like the campy humor that we've
Yeah.
seen. Like this one was more of a serious tone. This one,
Well, again, this is his first film,
yeah,
so
it was like the first one.
his first big film.
But then, like the concept of a sequel says here was discussed when shooting the first one, and pretty much with this one, he also came up with the idea for the third one that would have Ash Williams being sucked through a time portal into the Middle Ages. That's what happened in the third one.
The Dark Ages.
Which we'll
Yeah,
get
so
into the third one later on.
the sequel,
But with the sequel,
it's just called Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2, which this one was interesting because
Kind
I
of
think,
acts like a partial sequel slash remake,
yeah,
right?
yes, because
Not
I
really a
think
sequel per se.
I think there was like a bit of a rights issue with the when it came to some of the characters in the first one that he wasn't able to like have it be a full continuation of that. So in the beginning part of Evil Dead 2 was more like a kind of like a rehash of the events that happened before with him and his but just of him and his girlfriend only. and like she
This
becomes
is the one
possessed. He has to
he
kill
gets sucked
her.
up in time?
In the end, he gets sucked up by time. But this is the
Okay.
one where he has to cut off his hand after we see him be possessed in the finale of the
It's a whole
first one.
chainsaw thing, huh?
And then he attaches the chainsaw, which I do want to mention. I bought the Fortnite scan yesterday of him,
Oh wow.
and like this is when the franchise gets groovy. This is when we see like more of like
Comedy.
like more comedy, more of Ash Williams just being the man. Like with this one, it is about Bruce Campbell's Ash Williams goes on vacation with his girlfriend to a remote cabin in the woods, which you should never do. This film has proved that you should never do that, or if there's a book there, don't read the fucking book.
You never been cabin in the woods?
Nope, never will. But over there, no, of course, he discovers the audio tape, that says all these ancient tags, and then it unleashes demons and all that, and then like the guy's daughter, who was
Right.
investigating all this, comes over there, and yeah, just shit happens. They're trying to survive through the night, the deadites and all that.
The other guy was an asshole, man. If you're talking about the first one still, right?
No, this is the second one now. I'm
Right?
going to the second one now.
What? He went camping again?
Like I said, this is like this is a reboot sequel at the same time.
Where should have watched it?
So it's like it's kind of rehashed in the beginning, and then
Ah, okay.
yeah, it's like this one is
Because it sounds the way you talk, the way you made it sounds exactly kind of like the
just
first
without
one.
all the friends, and that was
Yeah,
a very
it's just that
interesting choice. Such a
that's interesting. You said it's because some rights
I
issues
think
he
it was
had,
because of some rights issues, which apparently that I think that got resolved for Ash versus the Evil Dead. But
right?
yeah, for the first one, with those five college the students that was the friends that was with him, one of them was his sister.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah. So with this one, it was just only his girlfriend, and yeah, it's like
It says Ted Raimi was in this, which I'm guessing by the name is Sam Raimi's sibling,
yes, Ted Raimi is
possessed and
in.
narrated.
Ted Raimi is pretty much in every single one of his films, but I don't think he was in Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, but like with this one though, like this one just goes for that comedy horror campiness that Sam Raimi is known for, and it is just a huge standout. This one, of course, has a cult following, just like the first one. And with this one, it had a bigger budget. It had 3.5 million, and it shows like because I remember there was like this scene that was pretty crazy in this. It was like stop motion and all that because it was like later on in the night because Ash buried his girlfriend, and then later on in the night sees decapitate like we sees decapitate and like see crawls out of the cave. I'm not out of the grave. And it's pretty much just a skeleton dancing with her head.
Did they use like a lot of miniatures in this one?
Maybe because this was done by stop motion. I'm pretty sure. 'Cause, yeah, this has extensive stop motion animation,
He did that
prosthetic
with the first
makeup.
one too.
Yeah,
Do you remember this like at the end when their friends were like
yeah, when like the skins
decomposing?
are
Oh,
decomposing.
that was cool.
But yeah, this one is and like with this one, like I just remember there was a scene where it's like the cabin, like items in the cabin are alive, just laughing, and like Ash Williams is kind of just losing his mind and just starts laughing, just hysterically along with
Yeah,
that.
this is where he goes crazy.
Yeah, this is when he goes crazy and like he is a badass. We see the shotgun. We see the
Is there another tree scene in this one?
no tree scene in this one. Not like that.
Well, I'm looking at the clip and it says Evil Dead 2, 1987, the trees attack Bobby.
They attack, but they don't fuck you.
Okay. Well, that's what I mean. Like it's
Right,
they're
right.
attacking somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I mean, they go inside the mouth.
Oh, anyway.
So this scene reminds me of where Sam Raimi does. Okay, so we get the close up in this scene too, the eye close up
Yeah.
that he's known for.
And we've seen
This
that
is
in
reminds me
Spider-Man.
of yeah, this one reminds me a lot of the Doctor Octopus when he's in the table when he's on the table and he's
Yeah.
they're trying to remove the claws.
Yeah. Yeah, with Evil Dead 2, like this
Do
is when
you
it just
do you
goes
preferably like
crazy.
this one better than the first one?
Yes. Honestly,
So
yes.
the first one is kind of like at the bottom of your list,
Mhm.
then, huh?
Yeah, like with this one, it like set the tone. I feel like for Bruce Campbell's character, like set the vibe that we expect from at least Sam Raimi's side of the Evil Dead,
Right.
and I think
The
it did.
makeup that Bruce Campbell has in this is crazy too, man. When he's like
Hmm.
possessed,
Yeah,
and it doesn't even look like him.
yeah, for
No, he
sure.
got the budget. You're right. The budget is totally way better. You can obviously tell where the money went in practical effects and makeup.
Hmm. Yeah, okay, it says here that the crew sneaked in some various in jokes within the film itself, such as the clawed glove of Freddy Krueger, which is seen in the cabin's basement in Toolshed. Now, of course, being a reference to Nightmare uh, on Elm Street.
Right.
And that's so that's crazy. Which there was a canceled concept which I will talk about after talking about Army of Darkness, about a Jason versus Freddy versus Ass movie that they were originally wanting to do.
I heard about the Jason versus Freddy. I didn't know about Ash.
But we will get in. I'll get into that after we talk about Army of Darkness. But like,
DRV.
with Evil Dead 2, it had like somewhat of a limited release, but it was still a minor box office success, gaining 3.9 million from a budget of 3.5 million.
Okay, so kind of a flop. Let's.
It was a minor success, like, but then again, remember, like it says here, it had a somewhat limited release.
You said it was a budget of 3.5 and only made 3.9.
5.9, 5.9.
Oh, 5.9. Okay.
So minor box office success. But like, it says
I
here,
mean, it had a good enough cult following to get a sequel
and
or
it's
a third
now.
one.
But like the thing with the Evil Dead films, no, the first one
Yeah.
came out in 1983. No, look here, it got like its premiere in 1981, but its full release in 1983. Then Evil Dead 2 released in 1987.
And
Now,
third one.
going into Evil Dead 3,
When did that one get
this
released?
one's my favorite. This got released in 19. It got its premiere in 1992, but it wasn't released until 1993.
87, 88, 89, 90, 90. So about almost 7 years.
Yeah. But Evil
What was the budget for this one?
for Army of Darkness,
Yeah.
21 point. Wait, no. 11 million. Excuse me.
Okay.
11 million,
Oh,
but it made
gross.
21.5 million.
How much did it make? 20 what?
21.5 million.
Oh, okay. So it was that was
Yeah.
a
This was
success.
a
It made double.
success. This pretty much wrapped up the original trilogy. As with this one, it is because in the end of the second one, we see Ash Williams be transported into the middle. Like, yeah, a portal opens up and he gets transported to the Middle Ages. And in this one, he is trapped in the Middle Ages and battles the undead in his conquest to return back to the present. And with this one, this is my favorite one. This one was epic. This one has just a lot of cool moments. Just
Yeah.
Ash Williams is a fucking badass. He is El Jefe. That was a nickname of him in the Ash versus Evil Dead
The show?
series. The show,
Yeah.
but like with this one, it's like they go all out for sure. We like just the sets of the medieval times, pretty much, and all that was just very interesting to see. Like I, of course, has that Sam Raimi classic directing with this too, and like now plans for this one happened, throughout the number of years. With Evil Dead 2 making enough money internationally, they wanted to finance it. To which this is what Sam Raimi had, I, wanted to do with it. Like Evil Dead 2, according to Bruce Campbell, was originally designed to go into the past to 1300s, but they couldn't muster it at the. Okay, so the original plan for Evil Dead 2 was apparently the plan for was what Army of Darkness was, but they wasn't able to do it, so they saved it for the
The
threequel.
remake.
For the threequel.
The threequel.
Mm.
They weren't able to do it because of the budget and for like how big he wanted it to be.
Yeah, but I can understand that for sure.
So he had the idea for both of these when the first one was a success.
Yeah. With this one,
Do
like
you so what's your favorite thing about the Dead series? The lore, you know, like in the movies, I guess the franchise, itself. Would you like the Deadites? Do you like the book that it comes from? Do you like the
honestly, the
possession?
character of Ash
The
Williams,
actors? Yeah, Ash. Yeah, Ash is your
he
favorite thing about the movies?
yeah, he's awesome to like. Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams is just amazing to see. With Army of Darkness, we do learn a little bit more about the Necronomicon Ex Mortis book. We see that there are three
Yeah.
books, which turns out will be coming to play later on in the film. But like,
What about the Deadites? Do you know more about the Deadite minions?
kind of yes,
Like their weaknesses? Isn't like one of their weaknesses sunlight?
maybe I don't really remember to be honest. But like with this one, it was kind of cool to see him with the shotgun, the chainsaw hand in medieval times. Like for me, Ash Williams is one of the best one of the best protagonists in films, one of the best protagonists in horror films. I'm
Who wins
always
in a fight? Ash or John Wick?
John.
Really?
Yeah,
Even with a chainsaw hand?
even with the chainsaw. No, it would end with them teaming up.
Yeah, you know how these fucking movies always have the two protagonists always team up, like
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. What's your dog's name? What was John Wick's dog's name? Do you remember?
Dog.
I don't think he gave the dog a name. Yeah, I don't think he gave the
What's his
dog a name.
dog? He's like, what's his name? He has none.
That's cute. Okay, so the book series, the book this says here, the book serves as a remote control or a conduit for the Deadites, enabling their presence and influence in the physical world. Its power is so substantial that nearly all the evil manifestations derive from it,
Yeah.
sending the Deadites back. Importantly, the Necronomicon also contains counter spells. Oh, so those are to send them back. Because in the
Yeah.
first one, you don't really see them to get sent back. I think he has to burn the book. Yeah, he burns the book in the fire, and that kills them.
But somehow.
I didn't really see anything where he sends them back. Do you remember, like in the other movies, how to send them back?
What do you mean? Oh.
Or how does he defeat them, I guess, like at the movies, and at the movies? You
Yeah,
forgot.
you got to recite something in the book. That's how they
Yeah.
were able to stop. That's how they were able to stop it. But then a vortex opens and sucks him and his car into the vortex to the Middle Ages.
Oh, his car went too.
Yeah, but apparently with the Army of Darkness film,
What? How did the car go back?
the car went back with him. Went through the portal.
So
Got sucked into the portal.
I didn't even think about that because this takes place in medieval times, so the car makes a cameo in medieval times.
Well, of course. But apparently, with
That's
Army of
cool.
Darkness, there was an original ending for the film's original ending. Using the passage from the Book of the Dead, the wise man tells Ash to swallow 6 drops of the potion to return to the present. Unfortunately, due to a distraction by falling rocks, Ash miscalculates the amount of potion needed to be able to correctly return to his own time, which he swallows 7 instead of 6. As a result, he wakes up in a post-apocalyptic London where human civilization is destroyed, and he screams in dismay at having overslept. But
Bro.
Universal said no, feeling was too
No.
negative and depressing, so they went for a more optimistic ending in this. Which you're fine hearing the ending.
Sure, go ahead. Don't spoil it though.
He goes back to the present and he's talking about it with someone, and then he's flirting with a female coworker at the same time. Then a deadite tries to attack him. He shoots the deadite, and he's like, "Hell to the king, baby!" And he makes out with the coworker.
What was the job?
Oh, he works at a department store.
Right.
Yeah, throughout the films, even the TV series, he works throughout the department store. But like with the original Evil Dead films in general, those honestly, there's something special. Like they
Yeah. They're very campy. Very Sam
campy,
Raimi.
very Sam Raimi, very campy, but yet
What?
they're fun comedy horror films. At least
They
the
weren't
Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead Army of Darkness.
even the first one, like the way Bruce Campbell acts in the campiness of the I mean, there's a tree that takes a girl, dude.
Yeah.
It's not something serious. You could you could tell he's kind of inspired a lot from like not Friday, Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yeah, I can see
I can
that.
see a lot of inspiration.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of inspiration. Is do you know why he gave it up like for the 2013? Why he didn't want to direct that one, or they just Universal decided to go with somebody else?
I don't think that was Universal.
I thought you said Universal owned this. Didn't you say the Universal said no to the London post-apocalyptic thing?
Universal probably owned the rights to the third one, but I think each one was just different studios. Because it says here
Oh,
2013
what?
Evil Dead was Sony, was distributed by Sony, but an
Okay.
Evil Dead Rise was Warner Bros. And the
So
new
who
upcoming Evil Dead one is Warner Bros. Too.
so who owns the rights to Evil Dead?
I think Sam Raimi does.
So he just like he picks whatever studio he
I
decides.
guess. I'm not entirely sure. But, after Army of Darkness, I don't know if there were like ever any plans to do more
Sure
or
there was, dude.
what, but for a while they were planning to do like after Jason versus Freddy versus Jason, they had the idea to do a Freddy versus Jason versus Ass movie, which I believe when talking like Robert Englund, who plays Freddy, he was talking about how the idea was for Sam Raimi to direct it. And like there's been a lot like Bruce Campbell, he talked about this a lot. Like he talked about how like when they called him to tell him about the idea to return for it, he's like, "Oh, okay. How am I going to kill Jason and Freddy in the films?" And they're like, we don't know about that." And Bruce Campbell's like, "That makes no sense because they die in every single one of the films, or they get defeated in every single one of the films." And it was said that they were just, I think it was like 3 different studios, like 3 different people who owned the rights, or at least 2 different people that owned the rights just couldn't agree with the direction of the film, which ultimately led it to never happening.
It's not true. It did happen because I
In
remember.
the comics, though.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I remember picking up a comic not too while. I don't even know if I still have it. not too long ago, but there was a Ash versus Jason versus Freddy. I remember reading that comic. I didn't know that was part of a movie
That
idea.
was pretty much the
You know
canceled
what?
idea.
It might have not been me picking it up. It might have been me watching a YouTube video
Yeah, because it's
of
rare. It's rare, I think.
maybe it wasn't me. It might have been who the fuck was it?
I want to read it, but I
Probably some of the probably one of the YouTubers, the comic YouTubers, or the Evil Dead, not Evil Dead, the Dead Meat YouTubers.
yeah.
I remember them talking about it. I'm like, well, this is interesting. This would be a cool movie.
It was
I
originally
think
supposed to
he
be.
ends up. I think he ends up killing Jason and
He
Freddy.
kills them both, and they made a sequel to it, and he wins
There's
again.
two, right?
Yes, there's two.
But they didn't want to do it for the movies because
I know they were like
I don't know. They're
having
scared
cold
of like
feet
killing them.
about ads killing them, but they always die.
Do you think Jason's a deadite?
There was okay. So in Jason Goes to Hell, that's
Amen.
they're like no. There's a scene where like the
On
main
me.
character is like exploring Jason's family's house. I think what used to be owned by the mother. I think, and like on the table there is the Book of the Dead, the Necrocomic, the Necro. Yeah, you know it. The
Just do the Book of the Dead.
Necronomicon.
There you go. That's how you say it.
Ex
You said it.
Mortis. So
You can notice.
we see that. And like there was so what's and the director someone commented that on my Jason Goes to Hell movie review because I mentioned how Jason might be a deadite because of that and like it was a theory that the director had that he wanted to do for Jason Goes to Hell. And someone commented that it was a theory that the director had, that the director of the movie talked to Sam Raimi, telling him the theory, and that Sam Raimi loved it and let him borrow the Book of the Dead for the film.
Yeah.
And like in like if they would have done the movie, I think this was revealed in the comic, but if they would have done no the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash movie, it would have revealed that he was a deadite.
But they just they didn't
They
want to do
never
it. That's
they
crazy,
they had
man.
cold feet, which is yeah, it's crazy. Like I don't know
So
how they would have.
ultimately the movie was canceled, but the story was too good to die. That's why we got the comics,
But yeah,
which came out between 2007 and 2009, published by Dynamite Entertainment and DC Wildstorm.
hmm
It says this six-issue miniseries became the official continuation of Freddy vs. Jason in 2003.
it says here that like it was never happened
Takes
because of
place right
creative
after
differences.
2003 film. Yeah, that's
Creative
crazy.
differences between New Line Cinema and Bruce
Sam
Campbell.
Raimi. It says Raimi insisted that Ash couldn't lose and that the story had to preserve the Evil Dead mythos.
I agree with that.
Studios wanted a bloodbath where all three fight and possibly die.
But like thinking about it, it's like, what does Ash Williams have to do with these two?
Nothing. It was probably just for money, you know.
Yeah, like it would have been fun, but it's like, no way you could kill Ash Williams. Why? Why?
Jason probably could kill Ash. I don't think the only. So I could see if it was like Jason versus Ash because he makes more sense to be a Deadite.
Yeah.
But Freddy's just there, dude. He would. I don't get what his thing would be. Man, we gotta rewatch those. That would be a good podcast to do the Freddy versus Jason movies,
Yeah, we could
like
do a
his
podcast.
movie.
We could do a podcast. Just it won't be a long one, but we could do a podcast. Just one podcast talking about all of the evil, all of the Jason, well, Friday the 13th, all of the nightmares, and it also include Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
Be a long one.
Anyway,
But yeah, like no, it says here there's another comic,
yeah.
Marvel Zombies versus the Army of Darkness, that had Bruce Campbell's Ash Williams go into the Marvel Zombies universe.
The zombie universe?
The Marvel Zombies universe.
Can't see for some reason I can't see Ash Williams in the Marvel universe. I see him more in the DC universe.
I don't see him in any of them, but I don't know. I just
No?
think this is a
Dark Horse?
I don't know, like this is kind of like a cool concept because like Marvel Zombies is so fucked up. Like I guess Ash Williams being there, meeting some of the characters and all that, fight killing because I think he killed a zombie Bucky. I think that sounds cool.
Zombie Bucky. Zombie Bucky versus Ash Williams.
I zombie Bucky got capped in the back of the head right away, but still,
How does he work that chainsaw arm?
that'd be heavy.
Nobody knows.
But enough, probably enough of the comics.
Yeah, in the
After
end
this,
we never got to saw Ash, Freddy, and Jason in the big
but
screen, but
there's
through comics,
comics.
you guys can pick them up.
And I'm pretty sure I won't be surprised if someone makes like a fan animated type thing of it for YouTube, going off of what the comics did. That could be cool if someone were to do that.
An
But
animation.
yeah, like a kind of
Probably
like
get
a
a.
fan animation. But you know,
I'm sure there already is.
but after Army of Darkness, we did Ash's Ash Williams' story did continue
Ends.
on with Ash versus the Evil
Oh,
Dead, but before that, there was another Evil Dead film, which this was considered like a, I think, kind of like a bit of a soft reboot of the Evil Dead franchise. Pretty much,
yeah.
it's
It says
called
directed
Evil Dead.
by Fede Alvarez
Who
and
did
still produced by Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell.
who did Alien Romulus?
Yeah, 2013 horror fans were walked into theaters expecting a remake of The Evil Dead, but what they got was something far more brutal, far more shocking, and unexpectedly respectful.
Yes,
Yeah, this is unlike the campy, the jokey stuff of
this
the
was
original trilogy.
this was
This was
super
dead
serious.
serious.
Like it
It
did
was a
have a
more modern reimagine
it
of
did have a
the whole dark stuff.
it did have a bit
Like
of
you're
a
right,
dumb
you said
moment.
it had a bit of funny characters earlier you
Yeah,
were telling me.
but it did have a bit of a dumb moment. Like I remember there was this scene that was like the book is like wrapped up, barbed wired up, and all that. But yeah, there's a character slowly peeling all that out to read the Book of the Dead.
Did that character get cut?
Well, the motherfucker died. Rightfully so, because it was his fault all that happened.
A group of five friends head to a remote cabin deep in the woods to help their friend Mia, who is struggling. This plot reminds me of, you remember that movie Cabin in the Woods? I think
Yes,
you watched it this year, right?
I wa- me and you watched. Well, me and you pretty much watched like half of it when when we went to MegaCon.
Did we?
Or I think you fell asleep because you turned on like we watched. At least I watched it because you were like, "Oh, this
Because
is
I
a good
remember
one,"
watching it a long time ago.
and then I watched it
But this is
later on that year, I think, to
that's
review
that
it.
whole cabin thing is what Sam Raimi started that shit, huh?
Pretty much. But like with this one, it is brutal. Like the main character Mia, we kind of see her get possessed and like see it's just torturing. Like the deadite that possesses her is kind of torturing herself. We see her cut her tongue in half, like a lot of gruesome stuff. And then all of a sudden, it's like she gets released from being possessed, but the deadite still like it's like the deadite is a duplicate of her. So she is trying to survive.
Yeah, I'm
I,
seeing here that she was a addict, a heroin addict.
yes.
So this has lots of like innuendos of like her fighting herself and her
Hmm.
inner demons, kind of a
Yeah.
lot of symbolism. You think?
Yeah, I can see that. Like this was a brutal one. This was gruesome, bloody. It's not Evil
Her
Dead
possession
without his
scenes are
blood.
intense.
This was pretty
She's
intense.
tormented. Oh wow, yeah. That's crazy. Who does she? She's the only survivor. For
Yeah,
spoilers, I guess, for
yeah.
the 2013.
Like she was played by Jane Levy, and she did great in the role. She gave it her all, and like originally, I think the director wanted her to be Bruce Campbell's daughter, but Sam Raimi said no to that.
Yeah, he likes to do when he does a remake. He likes to go all out for the remakes, huh?
Hmm. And like with this one, there was an alternate ending because the ending is pretty much,
Spoilers.
yeah, spoilers. Like she gets her hand torn off, but she's able defeat to kill the Deadite with a chainsaw, as William style, and then she just walks away, unaware that the book is still intact. Which the book is the Nat Naturam de Monto in this.
Is that the same book?
I'll get to that later when we talk about Evil Dead
All right,
5.
all right, all right, man. All right.
Like she just walks away in the rain afterwards, like, oh, fuck this, and just walks away. But apparently there is an alternate ending where now after she escapes, a truck driver picks her up and like I guess he falls asleep in the back of the truck and then her eyes open, being possessed again. That's like that was kind of like I don't know if this was the original ending, or was just an alternate ending, but Sam Raimi was like, no, no, let's let her be happy in the end. So that's why
So
we
he's
got,
the one that is.
yeah,
Yeah, he decided to make that a happy ending this time,
yeah, like nah, she went
unlike
through
the
a
other
lot.
time.
She went through a lot. Let's let her chill. But yeah, this was such a really good one in my opinion. Like very intense, very brutal, very bloody. Then
Very
again, much
practical. From what I'm looking at, all the clips, this is pure practical effects.
even though
Day Alvarez
unfortunately,
has insisted on no CGI for the gore. So everything you see is all practical effects,
it
including one, Mia vomiting blood into another character for real with pumps. Two, a possessed girl cutting her own tongue in half with a box cutter.
yeah,
Three, arms being sewed off. Four, blood raining from the sky in the finale. So yeah, that's crazy, man. I guess it's like a little throwback to Sam Raimi's style.
yeah, yeah, pretty
What
much.
was your favorite practical effect scene in this movie? I want to see that vomiting scene. That looks gross.
Remember, like there was her hand being trapped underneath the vehicle, trying to fight the dead idol, the demon, whatever this is, and she just
Yeah.
had to like pull out. Like I don't remember if she had to cut her hand or like she just pulled out and it just ripped off her hand. I don't remember exactly, but like that's just kind of like still in my mind a bit. Like, oh god, that was fucking brutal. Like this is one I I recommend. Like this was a really really good one. Very brutal. Like
A lot of like, I mean, Evil Dead movies, the whole
mm-hmm,
series is like a lot of good ones. Like, I don't think there's
mm-hmm.
like a flop that whole series yet.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. People like the 23rd one,
and
2023 one. I loved it.
there is a post credit scene in this one that features Bruce Campbell, and he like looks at the camera and he's like groovy. I don't remember if he looks at the camera. I think he looks at the camera, but it's just
That's all he
it's
says.
like kind of like in a blacked out room, light shining on him. He's like groovy, and it ends.
He's gonna kill Mia.
But then now after, like, I am disappointed we never got more to that version of Evil Dead, like what we saw with that Evil Dead, like without.
Oh, where does the car pop up at? By the way,
I don't I don't know if the car was in this one, honestly.
you said the car is in every Sam Raimi movie.
Directed Sam Raimi movie. He produced this one.
Let me look this up.
But then after, now, like I will admit I am disappointed that we never got more to this version of the Evil Dead. We never got more to Mia. Like I don't know if there was I don't know what happened. I know like they had planned, but like the studio was like, nah, we good or what? So that is
Says
disappointing. Right?
says the car here, the classic 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88. Oh shit. It appears next to the cabin, rusted and abandoned.
Makes sense.
You lied to me,
I don't
you
remember.
bastard.
But
On a
after
budget of 17 million, it grossed. Yeah, you're almost 100 million, dude. So that was a
really good.
good deal, and they still didn't want to make another one.
But after this, we did get the TV series Ash vs. Evil Dead, which appeared on Stars, which it ran from 2015 to 2018. 3 seasons, 30 episodes. Sam Raimi directed the first episode. And the premise of this one is that it is set 30 years after the three Evil Dead films and serves as a sequel to that trilogy. We see Ash Williams working at the value stop as a simple stock boy, also working in the store as his friend Pablo and Kelly, as is seemingly done with his life. Like as he has done very little with his life, he got ran out of town because people thought that he went crazy and killed his friends. They
They
did
don't
not
believe the
believe.
whole Deadeye
They did
story.
not believe none of that. So
He's in his 50s in this one, right?
maybe I think
Like he's
so.
older. He's an older guy.
But with this, one night he gets drunk, high, drugged up, and he decides to read from the book to impress this one girl to kill a deadite. Yeah, well,
Does he
shit
still have the
happens after
chainsaw on
that.
him?
He still he has like a kind of like a fake prosthetic arm throughout it, but yeah, he
Oh,
still
okay.
has the chainsaw. Like he switches out. But then when the deadites come back, he must become a hero once again, taking up arms and facing the evil dead with Pablo and Kelly joining him on his quest to save humanity. And this was like I only seen the first 2 seasons so far, and this is a perfect continuation to that. It is brutal, gory, groovy, and it's just very interesting to see what they do with Ash Williams' character in this because we see him have like PTSD. He is like a war vet, but yet people don't believe that he fought the Evil Dead. People don't believe about this stuff until season
Later with
2.
times.
Until until season 2 when he had to go back to his hometown and they
Save everybody.
yeah, pretty much. But like this is such a like if you could I recommend to watch this.
Nah.
uh,
Do we meet his? Looking here, that you meet his dad too
yes, we,
in
we
the
do
show.
meet his dad. And with this it does mention the characters from the first movie. We see his
So it's
sis
connected.
yeah, like no, we finally see them be brought up. I think they were mostly brought up in season 2, but
So is it
there's a
not
whole.
connected to the Army of Darkness and
It
all
is.
that,
It
or
is.
is
It's
it
connected to all of them, but just differently.
okay?
Yeah, but yeah, like we finally see it mention the events of the first one with his friends, his
Season two
sister.
takes place in Jacksonville, Florida.
Very little. Like he is
Starts with
throughout.
Ash living happily in Jacksonville, Florida,
Like
pretending everything is fine until the Deadites return.
like season 1, he's like, I want to go to Jacksonville, enjoy some drinks and all that, and then season 2, first episode, they're in Jacksonville enjoying drinks.
Or is Jacksonville like country or something? I always hear that.
Everything I hear is that Jacksonville is nothing. There's nothing in Jacksonville.
Really? So why is there so many songs about Jacksonville?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, you don't like Jacksonville, dude?
I never like I don't I've been through Jacksonville, but I don't remember much of it. But everyone who I spoke to, they're like, "Oh, Jacksonville is nothing." Even Matthew was
There's
like, "There's
a
nothing in Jacksonville."
there's the football team. They got a
Yeah,
football
there's the
team,
football team.
Jaguars.
Yeah, but with this series, we do learn more about the Book of the Dead. We do learn more about the
The number
Deadites,
coming.
the person who created the Deadites, and all that. And that is super interesting to see. throughout it. Just learning about that. It expands the lore a lot more, and it did great with that.
Your
But
favorite horror TV show?
probably like,
You think so?
even though I haven't
But you
watched
never
season,
finished?
I haven't watched
Yeah,
season
you
three
never
yet.
finished the third one?
But there's season three. But what happened is that unfortunately it got canceled. Then after this, Bruce Campbell was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna retire from the role." But there has been says that like Bruce Campbell did announce that there is a animated revival of this series in active development, in which he will come back to voice the character because he don't have to do any action or none of that. He just has to
How old is this guy, Bruce Campbell now?
probably in his almost 70. He's 67.
Is he the same age as Sam?
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, Sam is 65.
Okay, so a little younger.
Yeah, a
Sam's a little
little
younger.
younger. But like still with this one I thought this was like really good and a great continuation to Bruce Campbell's story. Was eventually it leads to something I want
Time
to
to hang
see.
up.
Hmm?
Time to hang up the chainsaw.
But he did say that he will, like he is like there's a bit of an itch to come back, but that is only if Sam fully comes back to direct a film.
Sorry. It says some fun facts. It says he did many of his own stunts, even at the age of 50.
I could see, I believe it.
Oh my god, to show you over. Well, he's always done his own stunts. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's crazy. He's like the horror icon or the horror Tom Cruise,
Yes,
right?
I can
Kind of,
see that.
man.
But like
Do you know any other movies he's in besides Spider Man?
Sky High, he was the bus driver in that.
Yeah, that's right. He must have made like a lot of movie producing and like because he's probably a big producer because he's produced. You said he produced the 2013 one, and I think he produced this new one too, the
Yeah,
2023 one.
yeah. Bruce Campbell, he
So
was
he probably makes a lot of money producing.
like Bruce Campbell. He was produced to this like in Evil Dead Rise. Was now the film development for this proceeded after scrapped plans for direct sequels to the 2013 Evil Dead and like the Army of Darkness and like the cancellation of Ash versus Evil Dead, and what Sam Raimi announced that there was a new film in development as this was originally set to be released for HBO Max. But I think after test screenings, they were like, okay, let's put this in theaters. And like it had a budget of 15 to 17 million, and it made 147 million.
A lot of fans. A lot of fans.
This was a really good one. Like we do see it focus on a family, and we do. There is a uncredited voice cameo by Bruce Campbell in this. Like I don't know if
The
you remember.
radio.
I don't like. You
The
remember when
tape
they were
recorder.
yeah through the tape recorder about the priest wanting to
Yeah.
open the book, and then you hear a guy, "Don't open that damn book."
Yeah.
That was Bruce Campbell. As the director said that his idea for that was for Campbell to he wanted Campbell to voice that because his idea was it to be Ash Williams, but just like time displaced. He is stuck in that time or something.
He traveled again back in time, huh?
Yeah, like I think in the even though I haven't watched it, I think in the end of the third season he ends up being in the future.
Oh, that's right. I looked it up. I mean, I was looking at this whole like little fact thing, and it says something about fans wanting a 2090. And I was like, 2090? But I guess he traveled to the future of 2090,
Yeah.
and then they want like an evil Ash versus 2090 or some shit, which would be cool. He could team up with Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah. But with this film, like I thought the main character in this she was great, and I've seen a lot of praise for like who I guess who was the sister that turned into the Deadite, and she was freaky in this film. I will say that. It
I
was
think the
like,
mom turned into the
yeah, it was
Deadite, and
the
the
main
sister was
character's
left.
sister. The main character's
Yeah,
sister. Like that. I do think that all that was a lot of that
it
was
was. This
really
is
good.
more. This is more like the 2013 style of
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead.
Yeah.
I remember watching this in theater, like, and thinking like it was so good, man. I don't know if it was the gore, or just the creepiness of like being trapped in an apartment complex. They made the whole
Yeah.
scenery look very tight and very
Yeah.
claustrophobic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I felt that, yeah. Like I just remember like just wasn't it like all the characters just merging into one? Like well the Deadites merging into one by the end to like fight to go after like the main character and her niece. I kind of remember that and it was like what the fuck? Like this I do feel like this puts the boundaries a lot. Puts expanded more from it. But also with this,
For this, you don't really get kids dying in horror films, and they go all for it in this one, man. They kill like two kids in this one.
they were teens, it's fine.
Oh, so teens, okay.
But what's interesting about this is that now through the recordings and all that, like when they were like I guess learning about the book, it revealed that there were three books, and we see those three books in Army of Darkness, which I believe the director confirmed it's the same three books. So the theory is that now there's the book that's with Ash Williams. There's the book that was in the 2013 Evil Dead, and now there's the book that's in this film.
I'll repeat it. So it was confirmed that the three books from the Army of Darkness and Evil Dead were the same books in this one. That's why we see a different kind of book in the 2013 one, and we see a different kind of book in the 2023 one.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Do you know the names of the other two books, or they're just parts of
I don't know.
the
I don't
same Necromonicon?
probably just parts of it. They're all books of the dead, but still like it's still pretty cool and it's like no, it makes me want to see Ash Williams, Maya, and Beth just team up in a future film to fight the army of the dead, pretty much. The
That
Deadites.
that
Like No Way Home style teaming
that little
up.
girl survived, didn't it? The Cassie.
Yes.
She was
Yes.
pissing me off at the end when she won. It was like I think she heard her mom's voice and she's like, "Oh, she's not dead. She's not evil. Oh, she came back. I'm gonna go look at her." Cause she gets out of the van or something, right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember, but it's been a while since I've seen that one. That was such a good one though, and
it
like that whole
was.
garage scene with the blood, just like flooding everything.
It is not an Evil Dead film without blood.
I can see that the man likes to use that corn syrup or whatever he does for the fake blood.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
And we get chainsaw.
yeah, we get the chainsaw. It's not Evil Dead without the chainsaw either, honestly. Like, yeah, this was a good one. Like, this was a really good one. Like, just doing more with like that seriousness within the Evil Dead, and I think it did good with that.
I
I
think so too.
I can't lie though. I do miss that campiness of it.
I like that in the beginning of this one. We also see that something with the cabin in the woods with those
Yeah.
group of friends. It was a good callback to that.
Yeah, it turns out like what was released there in the apartment went to the cabin. And
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the beginning kind of takes place after the movie's finished
yeah, it starts off with that. I was like, wait, what?
because I think there's like a girl that's on the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the girls at the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact: over 1,700 VFX shots, but they still relied heavily on practical gore.
Yeah, it looked good.
And another fun fact is the when the film premiered
The
at
familiar.
SXSW, where audience members reportedly fainted and left the theater.
I
Bruce
can see it.
Campbell also has hinted that the next Evil Dead movie might explore another one of the three Necronomicons. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So they probably won't follow the same family, or at least the same lady.
But get this.
Okay,
They
I got it.
are filming the next one now.
Yeah.
Yes, it is called Evil Dead Burn. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be following the same characters from the previous one.
All right. Throwing it back.
As it does have Saul Helia Vakob, Hunter Doohan,
Martin Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez. He's going to be the one that gets effed by the tree this time.
No. No. I believe no
Luke, Luke,
tree.
Luke,
Don't take me.
Lucane Buchanan and Tandy Wright.
I've heard that name before. Buchanan.
Yeah. Hunter Doohan, he was
No,
the
Buchanan.
he was that Hyde in Wednesday season in the Wednesday series, and he was in Daredevil Born Again as Muse. It's not going to be by the same director. Like he's going to be an executive producer in this alongside Bruce Campbell, but Sam Raimi will be producing. Like I don't know if there's been
Again. Yeah.
anything else about this, but it's more Evil Dead, so
Is
hey, groovy.
this is Sam Raimi gonna be also he does he also like write the stories for all these?
Yeah, I'm pretty. No, like this is gonna be written by like the guy who's directing it, Sebastian
Mm,
Vanek. Something. But I'm like, no, him as a producer, no, he has to go through it, be like, okay, this works, this doesn't. No, you cannot use Ass Williams.
yeah, probably not. He's retired.
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 For now, I'm sure he will come back sooner or later. But yeah, like I'm interested in seeing what they do with Evil Dead next. No, because we got Evil Dead Burn. There's that revival, animated revival to Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's not certain though, but it's in development for that animated series, right? You're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. And it says here, you know, in March 2023, Sam Raimi has expressed interest in developing multiple sequels with Bruce Campbell reprising his role in a starring role, and he also expresses hope for future developments, also featuring Maya Allen from Evil Dead 2013. Later that month, Bruce Campbell stated after positive experiences as a producer, he would consider reprising his lead role in a future film if Sam Raimi were to return as director, reversing his previous retirement statement after the cancellation of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
All right.
And
I'm looking here also that Sam Raimi with his brother, I guess Ivan Raimi, they're
oh,
working on something called a series Bible to help tie things together.
I saw
Because
that.
like you said, Bruce Campbell and company are planning to make future Evil Dead movies more regularly, aiming for like a new entry every 2 to 3 years rather than
Yes.
a 10-year gap we've been getting for like the last 10 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
So hopefully, if this whole series Bible, I don't even know. I think he's trying to make this world like you know J.R. Tolkien did Lord of the Rings world. He's trying to do that for Evil Dead.
Maybe I could.
There's
I
probably gonna be like an evil, like a Deadeye Queen. There's probably gonna be Deadeye Kings and like a Deadeye. It's just gonna be like, what's that world called where they live? Is it just called Hell?
pretty much. Watch Ash versus the Evil Dead to get those answers.
The show?
Yeah. Because it goes into like the history of the Deadeyes and all that, who created them, and it sees a main character played by Lucy Lawless in the series.
Okay.
But like and then it says here that there is another seventh film being developed too. That Francis Gallupi is the writer with Ted with Sam Raimi and Robert Tabbert Tappert being the producers for it. If it happens, it happens. I'm all for more Evil Dead. Like it's exciting, and
Hmm.
I still want just that No Way Home crossover between like the
Yeah.
three, which is the main characters fighting Deadites.
Is there okay, besides that, what else would you like to see in the future of like just standalone Evil Dead movies?
I would like to see Brandon Hornsby, Marin Hernandez, Gus Forkel fight the Evil Dead.
You cut off there, what you say?
Oh, I would like
I'm
to.
just kidding. We would only do it if you became the Deadite first.
What? No, Gus
I'd
is
be like,
going to be the.
no,
No, Jacob
it's
will be
gonna
the
be
Deadite, and we have to fight him.
we'll be in the cabin. We'll be in a cabin in Miami, so we're gonna hear a lot of Cuban music. Órale, vamos, bicho. Bah, 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 bah.
We were
And
to
then we're
do
just
it.
sitting there, and you're not even possessed yet. You're just you're like really sick because you had like some bad seafood,
Oh my
and
god.
you come into the room like all pale and like drowsy, and I'm like I lean to Gus. I'm like, Gus, he's a deadite. And he's like, you're right, Marin. He's like, we're trying to talk to you. Like, what are you guys doing? And then we just get up and just I hit you with a baseball bat. Get out of my friend! I'm like, get out of him! He's like, I'm not possessed. Yes, you are. Bah, bah,
I'm not trying
bah.
to kill you if I. Oh, right.
And he's like, I saw you reading that book last night, the necrophiliacs. And then I just hit you, boom, boom, boom. And then and then we Gus gets possessed. He's like actually the one possessed, but he's like manipulating me to be like, oh yeah, keep hitting him. He's not dead yet.
And then you just hear that evil dead-eye laugh from him, and you're like,
I'll be like, Gus, did you eat some bad chicken? And then me and you gotta run out of the cabin.
that it will be like it'll be like Evil Dead mixed with This Is the End,
Yeah.
mixed with
If I had
Scary
to
Movie or Haunted House.
if I had to say what I would like to see in the future, I would like to see like the Evil Dead series take place in different countries to see like what they could tell, like different directors, maybe like a Japanese Evil Dead
Yeah, that'd be
story or
cool.
a Mexico Evil Dead story, like something like that. It would be cool to see like. So I just can't just take place in America. So I wonder
Yeah,
if he ever thought about like what they did with the Silent Hill game. The Silent Hill game usually
yeah,
take
yeah,
place in
yeah.
America, but this new one took place in Japan. So something like that would be cool to see.
What
Like
would
what
be
would be their
cool?
take on the Deadite?
What would be cool is to see it take place during different time periods.
So different time periods and different like countries. So like
Yeah,
maybe like samurai Japan
like it's like now the
or
evil
Egypt,
Army of
Like
Darkness.
Egypt times.
Army of
Yeah,
Darkness takes place during no, it takes
medieval
place in
times.
medieval times, of course. So
Which is Europe. I
England,
guess
the
yeah, you're right.
UK.
Yeah,
So
you're
it'd be
right.
cool to see like so it's like, okay, how the fuck did these three books end up in America? At least two of them in a cabin in the woods somewhere, while the other one in like locked up in some apartment complex things. Like, how did they? What is the story of them ending up all the way over there? Like, we have hints and all that of like what happens before it, but it's like, I don't know what Deadeye outbreaks were there, I guess, within that time period of all that
What
happening.
time period do you want to see in the future Evil Dead movies? Like Western or like I said, samurai, Egyptian.
Um, I think like the in Evil Dead Rise, the recording and all that. Yeah, the recordings it's from the 1920s with like the priests invested like going to read the book, and then you have ask Williams be like, no, don't read it. I think that could be
No, don't wait.
that could be very interesting. But then I'm like, maybe that's during the Salem witch trials. That would be a cool. Like, turns out
Yeah,
it's the Deadites and not witches, or it's mixture of both, something like that. That could be something that it's really cool during
That'd be cool.
like that era, which led to the
I
witch
would like to
trials.
see. I would like to see some samurai shit like Japan, old Japan. I'm always like a sucker for
That could
old
be
Japan horror
cool.
films
Yeah.
or Spanish. Like maybe during
At
like
least to the
Mex.
Chupacabra.
Yeah.
There's still so much. There's still so much they can do with the Evil Dead films, and I am glad that they're now utilizing that instead of waiting 10 or 20 years before like a next
Well,
installment and all that.
let's see, man, because it's been
Yeah.
2023 since the last one came out, and I still ain't seen no Evil Dead in theaters.
Well, unfortunately, the strike and all that happened. So, like, if they were like, a lot of stuff got delayed, a lot of plans got delayed. Yeah, that's it.
So when's this
Sucked.
Burn supposedly coming out?
Hmm? Burn,
So when does the yeah?
Evil Dead Burn will be released July 24th, 2026. It is being filmed, like says here. Principal photography began in New Zealand on July 22nd, 2025.
Okay, okay.
And it's like Warner Brothers is set to release the film domestically, while Sony Pictures will handle it internationally. So yeah, like I can't wait to see how bloody and scary this one is going to be, and if we could see Bruce Campbell have another voice cameo or something.
Yeah, it's all connected. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
since they're trying to plan out a more bigger universe, so it'd be cool to see Bruce Campbell. I don't know how he ends the series. You said he ended up in the past or the future, but it'd be cool to see
Yeah.
him like maybe he's stuck in the Deadite universe. And he's like just we see him open up. Somebody opens up a portal
Mm-hmm.
to like that whole Deadite world, and we just see Bruce Campbell come out of the portal with his chainsaw. And like, you guys have to follow me right now, and he just leads them to like to an army or some shit.
Happy. Like
Become very
he is
Avengers with
trapped.
it.
He is trapped in like the past or the present, like somewhere in some different time
Yeah,
frame. And like no, they're reading the book, and like a vortex
yeah,
opens,
yeah.
and he just
And he comes
comes
out.
back to the present. He's like, "What year is this? All right,
Or he acts like, is
prove me."
Obama still president? Oh wait, he was 2018 was the last year. So who was
No,
president in 2018? You said
not
2018 was the last year?
maybe. Wait. Okay, yeah, 2018. So yeah,
Who was president back then? Trump?
unfortunately Trump.
he said he's like, is Trump still president? Yes. Damn it, I gotta wait another 4 years.
It reminds me there was a online hoax because Samara Weaving, she appeared in the first season, and like in like the final episode, she gets brutally murdered in this. Brutally murdered, but there was like a photograph of her going around bruised, bloodied, and scratched. Now, makeup from the series that was going around, and people were like saying, "Oh, this happened because like she's a Trump supporter."
Oh well, no,
Ignoring
I didn't know
ignoring that
that.
it's an actress, ignoring that it's from the TV series.
The movie
So
or the
like
show,
Trump
yeah.
supporters were spreading that image, be like, "Oh, this is what happened to a Trump supporter." Like how, oh, there's liberal violence against Trump supporters and all that. But it was makeup and all just prosthetics and all that from Ash versus Evil Dead. That Bruce Campbell had to be like, check your facts, folks. The actress named Samara Weaving from Ash versus Evil Dead. This is a makeup test. Sad. And Samara Weaving was like, I really hate this.
That's funny. I bet she. I mean, she's probably is conservative, but like, it doesn't matter. Like,
She's not a
why would she think
she's
that?
not American, so
Oh, she's not even American. Okay,
no.
that's funny.
No, she's Australian.
Huh.
And
Well, on that note,
her uncle is
yeah.
Hugo Weaving. Red Skull, Agent Smith, and Matrix.
R.I.P.
Her uncle's still alive.
Oh, On that note, guys, we want to thank you guys for joining us.
Yes, thank you for like we rambled on about Evil Dead for so long that's like okay, we should probably set up now before we sound even
Yeah,
more
the
like
way
idiots.
Brandon talked about these movies, I think I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna like what I should have done, but I'm gonna probably watch the next two tonight because they're so interesting to me. I
Yeah,
really like the first one. I really like the 2023 ones.
they're
I
so
can see why
fascinating.
they're very unique. They're
Hmm
very different than your average horror films you get
I
nowadays. Well, you get ever even back then.
yeah, I agree. Like now, I do feel like there's so much more they can still do with this, do with the character of Ass Williams, whether or not he faces Freddy and Jason.
And Chucky.
And you know, Ass
Throw in Chucky.
no, Ass Williams, if like there were ever a scene of him and Chucky, he would just punt Chucky. That's just how
Damn.
badass the character is. Like in my opinion, he can take on
Yeah.
any horror icon.
Godzilla.
I said horror icon, not monster.
Oh, Godzilla.
Like I want to see him. Like I want to see him fight Art the Clown.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, like.
It's hard. That's a hard thing to come up with, like a franchise like this, and like
Mhm,
have your own unique. Because we see how many. I mean, you're a film guy. You're a film reviewer. You know how many horror films come out every year,
mhm.
and none of them like so many of them don't really stick with the public or like make franchises
Or
more than
like,
like one or two movies. It's hard to have like a whole like basically a universe.
no, like this is kind of like an example of sometimes what we see, like with Megan. For the first one, it was like, a, spooky. It was a horror film about this AI doll killing
It
people.
was very thriller.
But
It was a very thriller.
the second one, it just became an action thriller. Like, he just becomes an action hero, goes away from that spookiness from the first one. Like it just changes its
I heard
genres.
I heard they wanted to try to make it like Terminator.
I could kind of see that. Like we get more. It's like more of her being just more of a girl boss in this.
A
Like
robot boss.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of prefer that one a bit more for the franchise, but at the same time, it was like, oh, this is no longer spooky now. But yes, he's still kind of
But
viewed as a spooky icon. But then you have like films like, maybe like Terrifier is a huge example of this. The first film, even though how terrible the first film was, it led to the sequel, which the sequel was so much better, and it just became this beloved film series, leading to the third one, as it's getting a fourth one, as Art the Clown could easily be argued as the modern Freddy, but then with some horror films like Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween,
Black
as
Phone.
well with Nightmare on Elm
Oh, my,
Street
you
and
talking about old ones?
Halloween.
Yeah, yeah.
No, even Friday the 13th, as we see them continue, it's kind of like they
Chucky.
get worse and worse and worse, and just all of a sudden become more goofy in a
Yeah.
way. Like the last several,
You think that might happen to Art the Clown?
no, because the director is the guy who created Art the Clown. He owns it, so he's no with the Jason stuff. It's always different people taking
Yeah.
over, different and like
Even with the Evil Dead stuff, like it started off campy, but then it goes like then like you could
then it
it
got
has like
serious.
a flip. Well, it does a flips. Like the
But like,
show is very campy.
it's the campiness in that works though. That's the
Yeah.
thing, and the story of it is good. But like with like Nightmare on Elm Street, like it feels like as the film series went on, the original film series went on, Robert Englund's Freddy just starts to feel a bit more like a Looney Tunes character.
Or not for the 2020, what was it, 2012 one?
We don't
Or
talk about
whatever
that one. We
one.
don't talk about that. But that one's the fucking worst one.
I haven't seen it, but I know I heard about it. I heard that was really bad.
So it's like, how do you like change the tone, but like still keep it true to the franchise that I feel like Evil Dead
You let
does that right.
directors, you let directors and writers write what they want to direct.
But you got
For example, Sam Raimi he has, I mean, little involvement when he produces these movies. He tells the directors to go like do what you want because, like you said, the 2013 one has it's very different than what Sam Raimi directs, but it
Mm-hmm.
works because the
Yeah.
director not only respects where the movie or like where the franchise come from, but he made it his own thing and he
Yeah.
wanted to tell his own story.
Yeah,
It wasn't
exactly.
just like not to say that all studios are bad and all studios that do this, suck, but like sometimes studios like to like tell directors to do
Yeah.
it a certain way
And sometimes
or they're not
producers
allowed to use this.
producers
Producers too.
like to
Sam
do this
Raimi
too.
seems like a chill guy. You met the guy. He seems like
He
a
is
chill guy.
he is the one of the nicest guys ever. Like it was funny, like when I met
He
him,
was about to give you a yeah, go on.
it's funny, like right when I met him, like I walk up to his booth and all of a sudden he just like states his hand like, "Hi, I'm Sam." I was like kind of just
I'm
taking a
Brandon.
I was taking a bag. I'm like, "Whoa, okay." He's like,
You
because
letting me
usually
touch you?
they don't introduce like usually with celebrities they're like, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name?" Like or like, "Hey, how you doing?" or just something like that. But they don't like introduce themselves.
I wish I would have met him with you, man. That would have been cool.
Yeah, you were offered
And
to.
you got a Funko sign. I would have got a comic signed by him, or the movie. I don't know what I would have got signed for him.
Yeah, I got the Spider Man. I want to meet him again though. But this time, if I were to
Does he
meet, I
do
want a photo
conventions a
op.
lot?
He hasn't lately.
He's
Around
getting
that time
old.
he was, but like, well, like lately he's been working on a. He directed a film not too long ago. Now, since we're talking about Evil Dead and all that, let's, I guess, promote Sam Raimi's next film, as it is called Send Help, which is a survival horror film that is directed by Sam Raimi, produced by Sam Raimi. That is for 20th Century Studios, so Disney. That is about a woman and her boss struggle to stay alive on a remote island after a plane crash. Excuse me. As it stars Rachel McAdams, Chris Pang, Dylan O'Brien, and Dennis Haysbert.
Hey, you're muted. I mean, I'm just kidding. What was the film called again?
Send Help.
And it's coming out.
And it releases January 30th, 2026.
All right, a couple months. With
And
that, guys, we really had to leave you off because
yep,
my camera's gonna die in like 5 minutes.
we're going to end it here, but thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting
Yes.
us. No, and a tease for the next spooky podcast episode.
Yeah, give them a little hint.
I'm trying to think of a tease. Welcome to the gallery that you will never see. Yeah, that.
If you like Christmas, stay tuned for the next one, guys. All
and
right.
and with that,
And we want to thank you guys and ladies for joining us in this journey into fantasy.
adios.